friends, it's Lloyd from Iron Dog Journey. It's Friday. Friday, my friends. Isn't that awesome? I love Fridays. I'm not really sure exactly why I like Fridays other than, tomorrow's the weekend. But I still have to work. That's the only thing. So Fridays sometimes feel like a long day because I still have to work. Not that I mind what I do. Photo and video is not a bad job, but nonetheless. All right. Today I switched it up just a little bit. Yesterday I saw, I think his name is Moses Chavez. He does some pretty cool stuff, and I saw him do toe touch burpees. And I got inspired, and I'm like, you know what? I'm going to try those. They look hard, and I'm going to try them. And you know what? They're hard. And I did it. And I got confused right here. I did the wrong foot, but I only did 25 of them, but there's 3 push-ups per burpee, so that's 75 push-ups, so that's not too bad. And then I did 75 more burpees, so total of 150 burpees, 100 sit-ups. Not too bad, not too bad. It's a good way to start a Friday. It was definitely taxing. That many push-ups is taxing for me still. But I can tell that I'm getting stronger because it's not as bad as it used to be by any means, which is awesome. That is super encouraging. It feels good to get stronger. It feels good to feel your muscles work. And it feels good that, this whole process is actually doing something. You know what I mean? But yeah, it's a great way to start the day. I'm telling you. If you haven't tried the Toe Touch Burpees, I recommend. It adds another element. And you know what? I think it's cool to mix things up. If you're in the burpee community, maybe you know who Burpee Matty is. He mixes it up all the time. He always has his own adventures and challenges and things going on, which is really cool. There's a lot of people out there that are just super creative with this stuff, and it keeps your mind occupied, and of course it keeps your body guessing and working different muscle sets, groups and whatnot, which is awesome. And I think that's the whole key. Keep it interesting, keep it fun. It's amazing. There's some people out there that are on like day 1400 or something in a row. I'm like, my God, that's incredible. I'm on day 21, which is amazing for me. That's 3 weeks. Today's 3 weeks. That's awesome. Whoa, there goes a spider cruising across the floor. Okay, got a note to self. It's spider season, and if you haven't noticed, I'm in a garage studio here. So we're gonna have the old spideys cruising. That's all right. That's all right. I ain't scared. So today I'm kind of thinking about educating myself on being a human. I think as a society we've started disconnecting a long time ago from the earth, from our bodies. We know very little about either one. And I think, getting up and doing basic exercise is huge. I think that's huge. The body needs movement. The body needs to flow. Again, I'm not going to try to get into the biology or the science of it because I don't know anything, but I think the body needs that. And I watched a documentary called Earthing, where essentially it sounds hokey, but if you watch it, it all makes sense. But essentially just taking off your shoes and socks and stepping in the grass, touching the earth. Your body fills with energy. And again, watch the documentary. It'll make more sense than what I'm saying. But what I'm trying to get at is, getting more in touch with the food you eat, being close to the earth, exercise, stimulating your mind, opening your mind, not being so closed-minded and afraid of the world. We live in a culture right now that seems to be a bit doom and gloom. about everything. And I'm not so sure I see how that's helpful for anything either, because it's not very motivating if you only see doom and gloom. I think being part of the solution is probably the better choice, you know. And by being part of the solution, I mean, start with your life. Start with your daily habits. Like, what are you doing? What do you consume? Do you buy things that you don't need? Do you throw things away that you don't need? Do you recycle? Do you donate to thrift stores? Do you support small businesses? You know, there's a lot of ways that you can do things. Do you walk instead of drive if you're able to? You know, how kind are you to people? You know, just our daily actions, how we treat others, how we treat ourselves, how we treat the community, how we treat, you know, our family, how we talk to people. There's so many ways to be part of the solution. You know, it's not just one, you know, it's not just drive an electric car. It's like, man, there's so many ways to affect the planet. There's so many ways to affect society and the people around you. And it starts with you. And, you know, it's funny. The funny thing is, I grew up, my parents were pretty darn dysfunctional, just like most parents, let's face it. Just like most people, I should say. No fault of their own, you know, their parents teach their parents, teach their parents, and they pass it on down to their kids, and they don't know how to be functional because nobody ever taught them. But we were in and out of church. I wasn't raised in church or anything, but my mom, you know, went to school, like a Catholic school or something. And so, you know, she was kind of raised that way, you know, to go to church. And it was, like I said, very dysfunctional in our household. And we didn't go to church all the time. In fact, we barely went to church. And, you know, I wasn't raised in any kind of particular way, but I was raised with some morals and some consciousness of some sort of God figure, and some sort of being kind to others, that kind of deal. But what I'm trying to get at is, it's funny. I had the impression growing up that Christianity was all about love. That's what it was supposed to be, I should say. And I didn't see it very often in the world. In fact, I saw a lot of people saying that's what it was about, but then living a completely different life. And so it's interesting. I feel like most of the religions out there, you know, seem to teach love and kindness and all these values that are very helpful to, you know, society and other people. But what you actually see is a lot of hypocrisy and mine versus yours and anger and people fighting over things. And it's weird because that's not what any of these religions are about. And I'm not trying to preach religion at all, because I'm not religious. I do probably think that there's something out there that's bigger than us. I think there has to be in some way, shape, or form. What that is, I don't know. I'm always seeking, trying to figure that out. But what I am trying to say is, I think living your life with some sort of code of ethics, you know, in your personal life is so much better than not, you know. I don't care if you're atheist, I don't care what you believe or don't believe, but treating people with respect and dignity, and kindness and love is huge, man. I think that's just, you know, that's part of contributing to a better world. And I want to be part of that world, you know, where people care about each other. Like my neighbor, we just moved into a new house, and my neighbor, I think he's from the Middle East. I'm not sure exactly where, but that guy will go out of his way whenever I see him to, I mean, like he'll be getting out of his car, coming home from work, and he'll come say hi to me, and we don't know each other than we just moved in, but he's just such a good, nice guy. I mean, I don't know about his religion. I don't know about any of his values, but he's just a good guy. And he says, "How are you?" And, "Do you need anything?" And that right there is the kind of person I want to surround myself with, and he makes me want to be that kind of person as well. I think that's amazing when we treat each other like that, because strangers can be your friends. Not everybody has to be, we're not competing. We don't have to compete against everybody. And sometimes it kind of feels that way in the world right now, like everybody's competing against everybody else for something, but I don't really know what, because at the end of the day, we all die. We can't take anything with us. So what exactly are we competing for? Like we don't need to compete. We can all, group together for the greater good and do something with this planet, with the world around us. I don't understand all the anger and hate, especially in the United States right now with the politics. I mean, it's so divided, and it's so disgusting to me that people do that. I don't understand it. I don't think it's necessary. Regardless of your beliefs, I feel like civilization, quote unquote, is where we can come together and figure things out. We don't have to agree on everything, but we certainly don't have to fight, and we certainly don't have to be divided. And that's the kind of thing that I'm talking about. Connecting yourself with the world, connecting yourself with the people around you, connecting in your own life. And it starts with you. It starts with you exercising. It starts with you making better food choices. It starts with you rejecting, this angry culture or, values that you don't support. And I'm not saying, regardless of if people are doing things you don't like, that doesn't mean you need to be mean. It doesn't mean you need to be a cruel person or reject them because they believe something different than you. That means that we have to have empathy and understand that everybody is trying to figure it out, And we do live in a world that seems to be pushing, this scary doom and gloom, because, let's face it, the news outlets and headlines and clickbait, it's all designed to get your attention, because that's what makes money. Because if you're clicking on it and they're getting attention, they make money. And I'm not trying to say there's a conspiracy or anything. It's just basic business, and they've figured out the algorithm is you want to see things that are negative more than you want to see things that are positive. And that's crazy to me, but it is true, because you want to click on it because it's shocking, or it shakes things up, and that's what you want to see. And I'm just like, it's unbelievable to me that we live in a culture like that right now. But if you're trying to improve yourself, that's one thing that you can do, is stop clicking on it. Ignore it, like deny it. Say, no, I don't need to see that. I'm not going to look at that. I'm not going to be a part of that. Like, I stopped watching the news. Some people say, oh, well, I want to be informed. I'm just like, I don't think you're as informed as you think, because what you're getting is you're getting the sensational things that probably wouldn't have been anything, but since we all want to click on it, now it becomes something. That's why sometimes it seems like everything is going to hell, because that's all. People want to click on that, and the more they click on it, the more they get scared, and the more they click on it, and so these people are making money, and so all of a sudden it feels like the world is nothing but doom and gloom. And I'm like, it doesn't have to be that way, people. It really doesn't. Anyways, I digress. But that was a rant. But what I'm trying to say is, do start doing little things in your life. Connect to the earth. Go try it. I swear to God, last night I got my guitar ukulele out, and I was sitting in the backyard with the dogs, and the dogs just get so excited when I'm back there. We've got 4 of them, and they just all gather around me, and I sat down, I had my feet in the grass, and I was playing songs, and the dogs all just lay down, and they're more content when I'm out there playing than any other time. They just love when I'm out there. And, I tell you what, I just felt better. And could it be a placebo effect? It could be. It could be, putting your feet out there on the grass. And I don't think it is, honestly, though. It very well could be. But I can tell you one thing. Even if it was a placebo effect, that's the kind of effect I want. That's what I want to bring home. That's what I want to put into me. Even if it's not real. And I really do think it is real. And I've listened to podcasts on the science behind it. And if you watch the Earthing movie, you'll be a lot more convinced than you think. But what I am trying to tell you is go try it. Just go try it. Take off your feet, take off your shoes and your socks, and go step in the grass and stand in the grass. All the electrons, they come down from the sun. The earth soaks them up. Your body is made of them. And it's essentially, our bodies are a big battery. And you're recharging your battery, and it releases inflammation. I mean, it's amazing whatever the hell the science is behind it is amazing. And you'll feel the effects of it. But I think you should try that. Another thing, is if you're not exercising, start doing something. Start exercising. Get yourself a schedule and carve yourself out a routine every single day where you do something. I don't care how small it is. It affects you. It affects you in such a grand way. I don't understand people that set their alarm, hit snooze a bunch of times, wake up late, rush around, get in traffic. They're driving crazy. They're angry because everybody's going so slow, or the speed limit, and they want to get around them because they're late for work, and suddenly that's everybody else's problem. I can't imagine being like that. Well, I mean, I can, because I used to be like that. I didn't try to be, but I was perpetually behind because I didn't want to get out of bed, and I didn't want to face the day, and I didn't want to, oh no, it's Monday, and oh man, what do I got to do today? Oh man, I can't picture that anymore because I don't do that anymore. Life isn't that serious to me. I think if you're taking life that serious, you need to step back and kind of think, what am I doing to myself? And what am I doing to the people around me too? Because it's hard to deal with people like that, I mean, just drive on the freeway and you start realizing everybody around you is crazy because everybody's stressed out, everybody's selfish, everybody's, you're in my way. You're on my freeway somehow. It's like people forget that we're all just trying to go to the same place. You're trying to get to work, you're trying to get to your appointments, you're trying to, okay, well then leave early. Leave earlier so you don't have to be such a freaking maniac. You know what I mean? So that's why I set my alarm. That's why I get up at 4:30 and I exercise and I give myself time. I get my shower and I make my lunch for the day and I'm not stressed out. I'm calm. It's a form of meditation. It's a form of, being smart enough to face the day, and not be some crazy person. And it gives me time to reflect too, like I write down my work, I don't write it down. I have an app for that, but I journal. I write down what I've done for the day, exercise wise. Of course, this voiceover, I've been enjoying this since I've been doing this challenge. It helps me work through some of my thoughts. And these are all just things that I'm doing. Maybe none of this is for you. Maybe you want to try some things. I don't know. But either way, I like to share, what I'm doing, and I'm telling you, it's working for me. And who knows? Maybe it'll work for somebody else. And maybe not. But either way, I think trying new things, experimenting, trying to figure out how you can make your life a little bit better, and then in turn, your attitude becomes a little bit better, you become a little more positive, you treat people around you just a little bit better because all of a sudden you're conscious of what you're saying, what you're doing, how you're acting, instead of being angry and then taking it out on people, you start you start second guessing it and you start going, whoa, what am I doing? Why am I even acting like that? Because we get into these routines, we get into these habits where we start acting and saying and doing things kind of just out of habit. It's just your natural reaction. And if you step back for a second and you're conscious of it, you start realizing, oh, wow, I really didn't need to act like that. And maybe you can reroute your course. And all of a sudden, you start becoming a different person, if you consciously try. And again, you don't have to be religious to be, to fill yourself with love and, change your attitude and, be kind to the people around you, shake somebody's hand, say hi to somebody, say hi to your neighbor, be friendly to somebody when you don't know them. Why should I be friendly to them? I don't know them. Maybe wave to somebody when you're driving your truck, when you're driving your car down through your neighborhood, wave at your neighbors. You don't know them, so why don't you be nice? Why don't you be kind? Why don't you be the person that they're like, wow, I don't even know that person, but they sure seem like a nice person. They sure seem cool. Yeah, be that person. You get to determine who you are. And if who you are is selfish and self-absorbed and I'm going to turn up my music and be mad at people and annoy people and, okay, well, if that's who you want to be, then be that. That's up to you. It's not up to me. But at any rate, I like to share my experience, and if any of it affects you, that's great. Awesome. Do it. Or don't. Well, anyway, I highly doubt too many people would listen to all this, and that's totally fine. Totally fine, because, like I said, it's cathartic for me, and it feels good for me to get my thoughts out and about. It's time for me to drink a little bit of coffee here, guys, and get ready and face the day myself. Got to make my lunch. It's a great day. It's Friday. And, man, I'm happy to be alive. I'm happy to be alive. All right, well, whatever you're doing, do something special for yourself. Do something special for somebody else. Treat yourself with goodness and respect, and same with others. And hope you have a great weekend. But you know me, I'll be here again tomorrow doing this one more time. One more day, one more rep. All right. Well, this is Lloyd with Iron Dog Journey, and I appreciate you guys. See ya. Oh yeah, that's excellent. Excelente. Can you believe it? Switched up the workout again today a little bit. You know, as usual, it didn't start out feeling it, but I'm super happy I did it. It was good. And it's Friday, and we got a whole weekend ahead of us. Mowed the lawn last night here at this house. I got to go to our other house and mow the lawn tomorrow. It's a big lawn, so. But I got the day off, so that's kind of cool. But yeah, things are great. I'm happy. It's Friday. Hope you're doing well. Thanks for watching. I appreciate you guys. All right, everybody. Stay strong.